Starting to believe a little bit. Well, Hoylett's got the better of Buxton. Puts it into an area. Keogh! Zamora! Unbelievable!
Okay guys, what's going on? Pelzy here, and welcome to the first Football Manager video on our channel. We're going to be doing it in the Premier League, and we're going to be going with QPR, so not a team at the top, not a team that close to the bottom. In real life, actually, they are in the relegation zone, but on this game, I don't think we should struggle with them that much. So basically, in this first episode, we're just going to show you who we've got pre-season, have a quick look at the squad, and then I'll go through pre-season, sign some players, go through the tactics, and then at the end of pre-season, we'll see how we've done in pre-season, see what players we've signed, and then before going on to the Premier League in the next episode. So we'll just quickly go through all this first. So as you can see, players in on loan, we've got Kranjčar in from Dynamo Kiev, we've got Zarate in from West Ham, which could be a useful player for us actually, Isla in from Juventus, and Vargas in from Napoli. And then we've got a few youngsters out on loan to some lesser teams. So let's go into the transfers. So much money we've got to spend. We've got 8 million transfer budget. That's pretty decent for a team of QPR's calibre, really. So we'll go into the squad now, because there'll be nothing in tactics. So you can see it's not the biggest of squads, and we've got a lot of players in on loan. So I think that may restrict how many loan players we can bring in. And as you can see, Tarap's injured, our most valuable player at the club. He's currently out for 7 days to 3 weeks. That's not too bad. He should be back in time for the new season. But to be honest, he probably is not going to fit in with the kind of formation I want to play. So might look to sell him on for a bit of money. But yeah, it's looking quite good actually. He's worth 10.5 million, so we might get some decent money for him. Then got Austin, who's worth 10, Sandro 9.5. I think Austin and Sandro are going to be key players for us this season. As you can see, Bobby Zamora, Sean Wright Phillips are transfer listed. I know I'm also sure we'll be trying to get rid of Clint Hill as well, and maybe a few Carl Henry. And players like that who aren't going to play, free up some budget and bring in some better players. So if we just take a quick look at pre-season, we've got East Stirling, is that? Stirling Albion, I think it is actually, away. Then we've got Steaua at home, I don't know where they're from. Then we do have Leyton Orient away, before playing Chivo at home, Coventry away, Partick Thistle away, and then the final friendly is Casena at home. So actually, that is quite a long pre-season. If you look at the first 3 games of the season, we've got Manchester United at home, Southampton away, Sunderland away, which is probably a winnable game, and Arsenal at home and Liverpool away. So it's a very difficult start to the season, and we might struggle in that, you know. We've got the Capital One Cup second round in there as well, in amongst those difficult games. So maybe we can get a bit of the morale higher up, getting an easy draw in the Capital One Cup. But a difficult draw in the Capital One Cup could really see us maybe lose those opening 5 games, which you don't want to do, but I'm confident that we'll get a few points from those games. So anyway, that's going to be the end of this now, so I'm going to go ahead and do pre-season, and I'll see you guys after that. Hey guys, welcome back. So we've gone through pre-season, made some really good signings actually. I'm happy with who we've managed to pick up, and we've sold some players on as well, and you'll see who those are in a minute. But yeah, we'll first get on to pre-season though, because pre-season went pretty well for us actually. We started off against I don't know how to say this one. Is it Steaua? Well, we'll go with Steaua. Anyway, we took the lead through Charlie Austin after 14 minutes, and we were all over them in this game. If we can see the possession, I think that'll show. Let's click on the game. Actually, it was only 53%, but at half-time, we were all over them. You can see Furt and Charlie Austin both got injured, which wasn't ideal, 2 of our key players. But at half-time, I just went attacking on this game, thinking we'd come out with a 3, maybe 4, 5 goal lead, because that's what it should have been at half-time. But instead, they came back at us, and Raul Rescue got them an equaliser on 78, and that's the way the game stayed. So we were looking for an improvement on that, and it came away at Leyton Orient. Zarate gave us a lead after 15 minutes before Charlie Austin doubled it on 26. Lloyd James then converted a penalty, which was given away by Corker. Romian Vince Lentot was then sent off on 77, and it's a decent result against Leyton Orient. We're then looking for something again a little bit better against Coventry, and that definitely came away at Coventry. We changed up the formation slightly, and it seemed to make the whole world of difference. Vargas put us on front 14. Charlie Austin doubled it on 6-6. Sandro with a nice curling effort on 71 made it 3, and then Hoylett off a corner on 86 rounded off the scoring, making it 4-0. Then in the last friendly we hosted Casanan. We got off to a flyer in this game. Charlie Austin putting us 1-up on 6 minutes. Then Alexander Ring grabbing his first goal for the club, so that's one of the players we have signed. We'll take a close look at him in a minute. Yeah, he made it 2-0, so that was a great start. Both those goals coming in one highlight. And then we played well for the rest of the game. We could have had a few more, to be honest. But that's how it finished 2-0, so it's a decent pre-season, actually. So we'll go to the tactics, and I'll show you the tactic we're using. So, as QPR don't really have any good fullbacks whatsoever, they don't have many wide players, I decided to go with a 3 at the back, 4 in midfield, 1 central attacking midfielder and 2 strikers. Seems to have worked quite well for us. I was going with a 3-4-3 with 3 strikers, but when I dropped someone back in centre attacking midfielder, we just seemed to control the game a little bit more. And it seems to work really well for us. So now we're going to the transfers. You may have seen a couple who we've signed already. So we've picked up this guy, Federico Branzelli. He's joining us in January because he's currently on loan at Inter from Sampdoria. We managed to pick this guy up on a pre-contract deal, so it's about 250 grand compensation, I think it is. But yeah, he joined Sampdoria for 4.5 million, and he was on a youth contract. It seems a bit stupid. Yeah, so we'll be able to pick him up for compensation. And if we take a quick look at his report, you can see he's not that great now, is he? But you could definitely get him into a good player, 2-star at least, with 4.5 potential, and he looks like he could be a very good striker for us. So we'll go into this transfers. So we'll start with our ins. We've brought in Lucio, former World Cup winner with Brazil, centre-back, because our centre-backs were really lacking. You see some of his stats deteriorating. He is 36, so he probably will be only with us for a couple of years, if that. But as you can see, yeah, he did win the World Cup with Brazil in 2002. He also won, that must be like the Copa America, whatever Brazil play in. He won that with Brazil as well. He's won a lot with Bayern Munich, and he'll probably... Did he win the Champions League with Inter as well? I think he did. I think he did win the Champions League with Inter, and he also won the Club World Championship with Inter as well. So he's had a really good career, and he's going to end it at QPR, and hopefully he can be as good as he has been. Obviously he won't be as good as he has been, but hopefully he can show some signs of that. So next up, this was the first signing we actually made. We signed Alexander Ring, who's a Finnish central defensive midfielder who can play central midfielder and right midfielder. Signed him for 2.5 million, which seems to be an absolute steal. His value is already 4.1 million, and he's not that old. He's 23, 25 international caps, scoring the 1 goal. He had a decent pre-season as well, playing a couple of games, and as you can see, he's already got a few trophies next to his name at 23. Hopefully he can make that more at QPR. So next up we signed Luis Pereira, free transfer again, another older centre-back, to replace Clint Hill and Richard Dunn, who we tried to get rid of, but we weren't successful, so they're now in the under-21 team. But anyway, moving back on to Pereira. Should we see where he's been? He's been at Atletico Madrid for quite a while, actually, for nearly 10 years. And then Cruz Azul in the first division of... Is that Brazilian? It can't be Brazilian, is it? No, it's Mexican first division. But before that, he was at Boca, and then obviously in his youth career, he was at Medellin. And he's had a decent career, actually. As you can see, he's won quite a lot, especially with Atleti and Boca. So yeah, he looks to be a decent player actually, and if you look at his report, yeah, he's a 3.5-star player, so he'll be good for us this season. Maybe not next season when he's getting a bit older, but I'm sure he'll be solid for us this season when we need some decent centre-backs. And talking about decent centre-backs, what a signing! Marquinhos, we managed to bring him in from PSG, who's paid, I believe it was 25 million for him from Rome, when it was. Paid 25 million, and we got him for 700 grand. Now, this 700 grand will rise to 5 million after he makes 50 league appearances for us, which I'm sure will happen. But to 5 million still, what a steal. Value 7.25 million. He's made 1 international cap. He's still 20, and his current ability is 3.5-star. Potential ability up to 4.5. I bet we could get that to 5, you know. And he's a really, really good sign. I couldn't believe we picked him up for 700 grand up front. That was just ridiculous for me. And the last signing we made was Emmanuel Mayuka on loan from Southampton, because we haven't got that many strikers. We've got Vargas, we've got Charlie Austin, we've got Junior Hoylett can play up front, and we've got Zarate. I prefer Zarate to play attacking midfielder now, as a shadow striker. So, and we also had Andrew Johnson, but he's terrible, isn't he? He's terrible. We need someone else, another striker, and this was the guy. We went out looking for loans because we didn't have that much money left. And Mayuka was this man. And I believe we're paying 18 grand a month, on this. Yes, we are. 18 grand a month. And he looks just to be a decent striker, and hopefully he can prove to be that for us. So on the outs, anyway, we've got Yun Suk Young, because we don't play with a left back in our system. I tried playing him at left mid. He was only like half the bar round, and he wasn't very good at all, so decided to cash in on him. 1.8 million to Leicester, and I don't even think he's worth that much, is he? It's worth 2.6, so that's an alright deal for us. And Adel to Rapt. Obviously, he was injured at the start, and now our formation does have an attacking midfielder in it. And to be honest, he might be alright, but 7 million we got for Tarapt. And the board, obviously, making all those signings were tight on cash. Our wage budget was in red by quite a big distance, so we needed to get rid of some players, and Tarapt was the player. See, we got rid of him for £7 million, and he's only worth 4.7. So Sevilla picked him up, and I was happy we got him out for as much as we did. Although I think Spurs were entitled to 30% of the transfer, so that wasn't that great. But as you can see, we've only spent 3.38 million on players and sold 8.8 million worth. So it's actually been a pretty good transfer window. We've strengthened our squad and made money out of it, basically. So basically, that's the episode, I think. So we'll take a look at the Premier League. So we've got Manchester United, first game of the season at home, so I'm not expecting much from that. We then travel to Southampton before we host Yeovil, and then the highlighted match in the next episode will be the one against Sunderland, so that's a winnable game, actually, for the next episode. So anyway, we'll see you for that Sunderland game. If you have enjoyed this, please do leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.